What is going on today, guys? Welcome back to an episode of WNN, and today we'll be talking about the music production news. We've got some dumb news, we got some DJ news, we got lots of free plugins. Let's get into it. In our first story, have you ever wanted to flex on your dumb, stupid studio clients? Warm Audio just released an all-gold version of their WA8000 large diaphragm tube condenser microphone. I know. Quite a mouthful. It is their take on the Sony C800G. At its core, the mic is built using the same carefully selected premium components, including Swedish-made Lundhall transformer, NOS 6AU6 tube, all-brass K67 style capsule. This flex will cost you $1,299, and it is in limited supply from an authorized Warm Audio retailer. It comes with the case. I would hope so. It's gold. In our next story, something odd happened about a week ago as of this recording. So as many of you may know, you can use stimming within quite a few DJ softwares, as well as play music directly from a streaming service on your DJ software. Well, it seems like you may have trouble doing both at the same time now. Tidal, the streaming service, has restricted the use of stims within DJ softwares as of October 1st. Now this goes for Serato, Rekordbox, DJ Pro AI, Engine DJ. It seems like it's spreading to virtually every DJ software, pun intended. If this is something you want to continue to make use of with Tidal and your DJ software, do not update your DJ software. I'm telling you, but I'm also not telling you. Somebody told you, but it wasn't me, alright? This is something that could definitely affect other streaming services within DJ platforms, so in the long run, you may want to purchase your songs that you plan to use the stem feature on. Now, no one knows exactly why this is happening, but there's some very strong theories about it. This one in particular comes from Digital DJ Tips. Major artists don't like it. While Tidal is enforcing this, it is not going to have been Tidal's decision. We think that major labels may feel the whole mashup thing is so big, they have to control it. They can do that on TikTok because they're in cahoots with the platform. I'm not in cahoots with anyone. I am not guilty. Let's be honest though, if they really want to control people stemming songs in general, they would have stepped in a long time ago. But I'm guessing since they have less control over it, plus it would be a game of whack-a-mole in order to take out these platforms and websites. As soon as you knock out one of them, another three of them are going to pop out. Plus the code for stem separation is open sourced and available online. I know they've definitely made an effort in the past. Personally, for me at least, one of my tutorials quite some time ago got copyright striked for showing people how to stem that song. It was done by the major label that owned that song. It's also believed that stemming will be removed from all streaming services for DJ softwares in the near future. So if you like the way your DJ software is functioning in that aspect, do not update it. Let's be honest here. It doesn't make sense for Tidal to do it and none of the other services to do it. In our next story, Carl Cox to make Metaverse debut with free-to-watch show premiering this October. Yeah, I know this is some random news, but I mostly just wanted to show you this picture here. He looks like he's casting a spell right now, and it's definitely not charm. If I'm being honest, I don't really even want to talk about this Metaverse show thing. I just wanted to talk about the picture. In our next story, we have something that makes the Woof box look like a shoebox. I don't know. I'm trying here, guys. If I was you, I'd want to kill me right now, too. You can let me have it. Let me have it in the comments. I deserve it. Donner has recently started a Kickstarter for a device known as MEDO, a handheld synth, sampler, and music-making device. It's not quite small enough to lose, but small enough to fit in your pocket, I think. Who am I kidding? Some of you guys would probably lose this. So they were doing it originally via Kickstarter so they can get a head count of how many people wanted this device. It actually reached this goal more than tenfold, though. So it seems like they probably could have really skipped past that part. The goal was originally $5,108, but they've actually raised over 60 grand at this point. It has a touch control surface. Tracks can be built via a 128 bar looper. It has built-in speakers, RGB lights, a lithium battery that is charged via USB-C. You can also adjust parameters, apply effects, and control modulation by waving the device around in the air. I'm personally not a big fan of this. I feel like I already come off as too much of a psycho to begin with, so I don't think waving around some random device in the air is going to help my case any. It definitely begs the question of how much better would this be than just making music on your phone. The early bird price option is $149 and the normal price is $298. Subscribe now if you haven't. If I get to 50K by the end of the year, these will be gone. If I cross the 50K mark next year, this will not be happening. Get in now. Get at the ground floor. I'm still 8,500 short on making this happen. Don't you want to see me without eyebrows? Who wouldn't? So we have some hustling to do to make sure this happens. We only have 80-ish days. So do your part. Subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends to subscribe. Share the videos with your friends. Sorry for the self-promo, guys. I just really want to shave my eyebrows. I really do. In our next story, we have something painfully obvious. Snoop Dogg can outsmoke Ed Sheeran. I know, who would have guessed? In Ed's recent appearance on the Conan O'Brien podcast, he stated that smoking with Snoop Dogg got him so high that he could no longer see. He must have been smoking that Frankenstein.
You're smoking the Frankenstein.
Why is it Frankenstein?
Because after you smoke it, you walk like this.
Ed attended a Snoop Dogg show and was taken backstage where they were smoking an army of blunts. Ed stated that he normally doesn't smoke, but he wanted to partake in it for the experience of smoking weed with Snoop Dogg. In the podcast, Conan told his own Snoop Dogg weed story. Apparently, Snoop smoked so much weed backstage that it got the audience high. It had the crowd laughing at the setups for jokes. And now let's be honest here, for a stand-up comedian or somebody with a comedy show, that is the dream. Get the audience so high that they are laughing at everything, including things that aren't jokes. You can't fail then. In our next story, we have a 3 or 4 part drama. I know that's your guys' favorite, so don't forget to toke up your weed beforehand. So most of you are probably aware that Drake put out a new album. How could you not know? I even got a push notification on my phone for it, and I don't even follow Drake on any platform. Anyways, quite a few controversies have popped up from it. First off, Drake said he's quitting music because his tummy hurts. No, I'm actually serious. I mean, he didn't say it in those words, but that's basically it. Well, to be fair, he did say serious stomach issues, so that is, quite a stretch from my tummy hurts. I guess it's more like, my tummy hurts bad. Several hours after releasing his new album, For All the Dogs, he announced his hiatus from music on Sirius XM. He was quoted as saying he's been having the craziest problems with his stomach for years. He was also quoted as saying he's gonna lock the door to the studio for a bit. Maybe a year or something, maybe even longer. Honestly, someone should have locked the studio door from him before he made that Honestly Nevermind project. There have actually been a few accusations toward Drake. No, not the accusations you're expecting. Pet Shop Boys have accused him of interpolating their song West End Girls without permission or credit in his song All the Parties. Sadly, I'm not going to risk playing either of these songs here. Copyright strikes make my stomach hurt. And apparently also on the album, there's an uncleared sample from Rai Rai. I actually didn't know the original context of this sample before this. It's that what sample you hear in a lot of future bass music, or used to hear in a lot of future bass music about 10 years ago when the genre was popular. I can maybe get off a 2-second clip or the actual vocal clip without the song here. We'll see if I can get away with that.
What?
I honestly hate the dance we have to play on YouTube to avoid copyright issues because this clearly falls into fair use. I'm trying to show it to make comment or criticism on it, but major labels have a lot more power in this situation. That's the reason why I don't even mess with it, because they will claim you and they do have the money to take you to court. Okay, now for the Drake drama finale here. So Joe Budden, the retired rapper, current podcaster, gave his opinion on Drake's new album as he always does with major releases. And let's say Drake did not take to it kindly. Let's roll the clip.
I knew that this Drake wasn't going to be a Joe Budden Drake when Yachty said all that shit that he said. Where is the verse that Yachty said is arguably one of the best verses Drake has ever written? It's nowhere on this project. No.
I mean, let's be honest though. Little Yachty's concept of the best verse of all time is not something that a lot of people would agree with, especially Joe Budden. He comes from a more lyrical miracle background.
And that's where I recognize I have to let go of Drake. I have to let go. The Drake that I loved was the best hook creator, maker, loner outer of in the world. Mm-hmm. What is the last memorable hook you've heard from Drake? And I'm not trying to shit on him. That's my man.
Careful, you're going to make his stomach hurt.
I haven't heard a dominant hook from Drake in a long time.
Not a big fan of the noise gate on their podcast. Just going to point that out here. You can hear it whenever somebody talks.
This is like Yachty rapping. This is like he rapping for the children. And that's yo, dog, I had to look up how old this nigga was when I finished listening to the album.
I think the thing with Drake is he's a chameleon. He will change his style depending on what he's going for. He tries to appeal to what he thinks people will like. Okay, then Drake hit him back with a novel. Let's take a look at the novel. You have failed at music. You left it behind to do what you are doing in this clip because this is what actually pays your bills. For any artists watching this, just remember you are watching a failure give their opinion on his idea of a recipe for success. So my first thoughts on this is they're both not wrong, but Drake is definitely taking it quite a bit more personally. A quitter give their opinion on how to achieve longevity. You switched careers because the things that pop into your brain had you broke a living check to check, and the raps you write had 450 men showing up to your shows and Dusty. Nice Jeans to screw up their face to Mood Music 29. He's going in deep with this. He's got all sorts of references here. And pretend you are the GOAT. Please, to any artist that's doing what they feel is right, don't let these opinions affect your mindset after the fact. The thing is, Joe Budden's not wrong. You know, you could do whatever you want, but what you're doing is not appealing to him. He's allowed to say that. This guy is the poster child of frustration and surrendering. You retired and we never hung up your jersey. We don't even remember your number. We know you for doing this. You withdrew from rap not because you accomplished all you need to. It's because it wasn't working for you. I never want anybody in the generations to think that the whole everybody's entitled to their opinion is a real thing. Whether or not he's entitled to his opinion, I think a lot of people do agree with him. So what does that say? This is a man projecting his own self-hate and the fact I did and continue to do everything he wanted to do for himself. If you need it, put it in simpler terms. I own a 767. He owns a modest house in the 973 and flies first class on special occasions. He's trying to go band for band with you, Joe. I mean, regardless of how much money you're making, though, it doesn't make the music you're making appeal to somebody like him. That doesn't make a difference in that argument there. Yeah, Drake basically said... So in my opinion, they're both right, but Drake is definitely overreacting here. He's coming off as somebody that can't take criticism, whereas Joe was really just giving his opinion. He's allowed to give his opinion. To say everybody is not entitled to their own opinion, like who is allowed to have an opinion then on your music? If I was Joe, I'd hit him with this. In our next story, we have the biggest why of this episode of WNN. So there is a Kickstarter to send a little blue marble synthesizer to space. Now, when I say marble, I don't mean that it is made of marble. I mean it is a literal marble, and it also only works in space. It will feature a web interface that will give you access to it from Earth. No, I've not been smoking backstage with Snoop Dogg. Ever wondered how musical instruments might work in zero gravity? Sound doesn't travel in space, sir. I'm assuming they're doing something to get around that. Sorry, I had to get that joke off. So it seems like they're using data generated by the movement of the marble in zero gravity in order to control the synth architecture. The data will be collected in its journey. The interactions between the marble and sensors along with the audio and video are sent back to Earth in real time, where it is accessible in a web interface. There is also a VST plugin for it in development, so you can hook up data into your DAW or other plugins. So this seems like something that could either be really cool or really useless. I guess no one knows. You shut your mouth.
I guess meow.
See what I have to deal with? I get heckled. I get heckled back here. No. No, stop.
Meow, meow.
Oh my god.
Oh, meow.
The Kickstarter campaign is live now, and the system will be launched the 1st of November if the goal is met. Andrew Huang, Ben Jordan, Traversy, and Mason have been invited to compose original music using the Blue Marble synthesizer, and the resulting tracks will be released for backers on an exclusive album post-mission. Come on guys, pick me too. I promise I won't use Infiltrator or Synplant 2. Okay guys, in the last segment of the night here, I have a few free plugins for you. One of them is free, if you get what I mean. You probably don't get what I mean. First up, we have Flex Reverb. It's a plate reverb for Windows and Mac. Might be useful if you're not happy with the plate reverb that comes with your stock DAW. We have Sidekick 2. It's a ducking plugin. It seems similar to Duck or Duck Buddy. What I like about these sort of plugins is that they're easier to set transparently than sidechain compression while cleaning up your mix. It's also a bit different than sidechain compression too, as it lowers the volume as opposed to compressing the signal. It seems you can also use it for transcates too. Now the next one is quote unquote free. You can get Baby Audio's Beat Slammer, not a big fan of that name, for free if you buy issue 327 of Computer Music. Computer Music is a music production magazine. You can get it digitally or as a magazine. They did not ask me to include this. I just found it while looking for the goods for you guys. Okay guys, if you press the like button on this video, I promise I will make your stomach hurt. If you made it to the end of the video, you don't need to comment anything. Just share the video with somebody and let's get these subs up, guys. I want to shave my eyebrows. People are probably like, why does this guy want to shave his eyebrows so bad? Follow my Instagram and Twitter if you want some, it's not quality, but there's some shit posting. I'll link it in the description. Thank you guys for watching. I really want to shave my eyebrows.
The Band Incorporated.